Okay, Andy, thanks for joining us. First of all, how have you found the pre-season campaign?
Good so far. I think the amount of work we did in the off-season in terms of recruitment and planning for pre-season has certainly helped. The games programme was put together quite late on, and obviously we've played a number of games behind closed doors. The one public outing last week against Wigan, which was probably our most disappointing performance. But yeah, pleased with lots of aspects, and we've had a key focus on fitness from what we thought we were lacking last year. And obviously that's played a part in the recruitment as well. But yeah, we've got through that. I think all the players now this last week or so are just wanting the season to start now. So it's just around the corner. We're ready. We're prepared. We're looking forward to facing Colchester on the opening day, and then it kicks off the long journey.
You've had a month or so to work closely with the squad. How pleased are you with the progress the team has made, both physically and tactically?
Physically, yeah, as I've already mentioned, there's been a real focus on our athleticism, our ability to play for 95 minutes plus at the tempo that I think we need to do. I think this league is, you have to be fit. I think you get found out if you're not. And certainly from an organisational point of view, both with and without the ball, we've done a lot of work. But it's the first game, and it's a long road ahead. You know, we've got a lot of new people into the building, a lot of new players, so it's going to take time and days and weeks for us to get to where we want to get to, but there has to be some non-negotiables from our performance, and we have to work, we have to fight, we have to compete in every single game, and if we can do that, I think we've got some really good players at the football club, so pleased with the recruitment we've done so far, and we're looking forward to game one.
Yeah, as you say, there have been a number of new faces joining the club over the summer. How have they settled in?
Yeah, really good. I think you're probably better asking them, but they appear to have settled in really well. Say some brilliant senior players who we've managed to bring into the football club, and I think they can be a real good example to our younger ones, both on and off the pitch. But yeah, recruitment and looking at the areas which I thought we needed to really focus on from last season. We haven't finished in terms of recruitment. There's still over a month to go before the window closes. So still looking to continue business, to increase the numbers and add to the quality of the squad as well.
And how important is it to strike that balance between sort of integrating the new signings and continue to build on the foundations already in place, obviously from the back end of last season?
Yeah, I think it is a balance, because obviously a few of the players were part of that team which finished off the season really well. But say my job was to then look at it and take the emotion away and think, well, what does this group really need to be able to do that for 46 games? That was only a small part of the season, and there's obviously things required, I think, from a League Two football team which you have to bring every week. So by bringing in the players we have done, and the experience that they've had in this league, the success that some of them have had in this league, alongside the youthfulness of one or two, I think it's a good ingredient. And say it's what we've currently got, 23 players. We want to add more to the group, and we'll look to continue to do that.
You've spoken previously about building a strong team identity. How have you started to see that take shape during training and the pre-season friendlies?
As I say, I was personally most disappointed with our final performance against Wigan last Saturday. I thought we were lacking a number of things, but for me, it's also then about trying to find that balance between looking at some of the reasons why. I mentioned last week about an illness which had gone through the club, which has unfortunately carried on certainly through the early part of this week, and I think that had an effect. You've also got to take into consideration that the players, it is the last pre-season game and they want to make sure they're available for the first game, etc., etc. So me trying to find that balance between, were we really as poor as I thought we were, and were we playing at 100%? I told the players on Monday what I thought of the performance and what the things are that I require at every single game. So I'm sure they listened, and I'm sure that when we start on Saturday against Colchester, that the things I thought we were lacking against Wigan will certainly be there.
And despite the disappointment, how important was it for the players, particularly the new ones, to experience the support and atmosphere at Prenton Park, so early on, obviously before the start of the competitive season?
Yeah, and I thought that the numbers there for the game was really good. So that's what probably disappoints me the most. It was the first time that some of our supporters have seen some of the new players. But it is what it is. It's irrelevant, really. Let's be honest. It's a pre-season game. We got out of it. We got beat 1-0 from a team from a higher league who scored a goal from a set play, which we obviously weren't happy about, but didn't really create much more. We didn't create anything throughout the game. So always things for us to look at and say, where can we get better at? And that's obviously been a focus this week. But Saturday's game is totally different. It's when the business really starts, and Colchester aren't Wigan, Wigan aren't Colchester, so different strengths from Colchester. A really experienced managerial duo who've done some really good work at other clubs, and I'm sure from where they finished off last season, they'll be looking to try and build on that and continue to challenge at the top end of the table.
Great. Today you've announced 𝗬𝗢𝗨𝗥𝗧 as captain. Can you talk us through that decision?
Yeah. Bringing in a player of Richie's quality and Richie's experience was a brilliant signing for us. He obviously captained Bradford last season to promotion. He's captained teams higher up the EFL. I think he brings things on a daily basis which other players will look at and learn from. But I think he's a natural choice to lead the team. 𝗬𝗢𝗨𝗥𝗧 will be the vice captain underneath Richie, and I think he can also use Richie's experience for him to become a better leader. But also within the group, we've got other people. Nathan Smith was the captain of mine at Port Vale, Jason Lowe, Connor Jennings, Christian Dennis, Luke McGee, Sam Finley, Johnson. We've got some experienced players, so it's not only down to Richie Smallwood to captain the team and set the standards, it's down to every single one of them, and hopefully they can manage the dressing room and the culture and the environment around here and make sure that standards are really high every day.
Yep. Ahead of Saturday, are there any injuries to report?
Yeah, a couple of things. Sam Finley had an operation at the end of last season on his hip. It was quite a long-standing injury he'd had, which was affecting him. So he had the operation start of June. And unfortunately, Josh Williams, there was a tackle in a pre-season game which impacted Josh's knee. So we then sent Josh for a scan the next day, and what it revealed was an old ACL injury, which he's played with over a number of months now. We can't really understand how he's been able to do that, neither can the surgeon. But obviously that's a big blow to Josh, because it's probably going to rule him out for the whole season, which I say for a young player is a massive blow. So it's important, again, that we as a football club look after him and support him. It's going to be a difficult period for him emotionally. And so we're all thinking of him and are there to support him in any way we can. And I'm going to try to use Josh in different ways. So he's still part of our group. He'll still be part of things when we're doing well and when we aren't. But say it's just important from my point of view, as obviously as the manager, and certainly from the senior players' point of view, that they're more understanding of the situation of Josh, because say to be ruled out in pre-season is a blow, but to be ruled out for the whole campaign is obviously a really big blow for him.
Yeah, you've touched on Colchester, obviously. What are you hoping to see from the group in the first league game, both in terms of performance and mentality?
I'm hoping to see us win. That's what we have to go there to do. The game is about winning. It's about finding a way to win. Some days will be really good, and everyone will say, "Oh, what a great performance!" And some days we'll collect points when we probably don't deserve to. So you've got to try and find that balance. A big one on mentality and willpower and physicality, organisation, set plays. We have to find all those things on a regular basis to even compete in League Two, because if you don't, I think you get found out.
Yeah. Finally, with the new season starting on Saturday, what message would you like to send to the Tranmere supporters as we head towards the opening day? Yeah,
get behind the team. I'm sure we'll have hundreds going down to Colchester. I can guarantee that the players will represent them, the football club, with real pride, and we will compete in every single game. We'll run hard. And yeah, we want to change around the last few years' narrative really in terms of the club dropping down League Two and where we've finished, and we want to try and change that around. But it's the first game, you know, it's going to be small steps going forward with this group. But we said we've got ambitions for the season, and let's see where it takes us.
Great, that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much.